Nostrdam is powered by Albi, Yakihona, and NextBlock.
Hello, everybody. Well, yeah, thank you. I'm Tanja, and I'm very new to Nostr. So when I first got invited here, and Raymond was like, "Oh, can you say something?" I was like, "Why?" Because I'm new. I have no idea what to say, and then I was like, seeing around. I mean, Will is sitting here, yeah, and Sean is here. I was like, "Oh my God, what do I have to say here?" So, is there anybody in this room who's actually new to Nostr? Oh, wow. Nice. Welcome to the club. Yeah, I see you. Don't worry. It's okay. Welcome to the club. I'm also very new, and I thought maybe to share a little bit my story, my perspective, what got me into Nostr, why I'm so excited about it, what are the challenges I face being not a tech person, not a developer. So in order maybe, to give you some tips, like what we can make better. But first, I would like to start where I come from. I had a quite interesting journey as well. So I would say, as you already said, I'm an event manager and I'm a podcaster. I wrote a couple of books, but that wasn't always the case. Back in 2019, actually, I was working at Dexter's in London. I don't know if you know this company. I was there running one of their biggest offices in West Kensington. And I was in the property industry, so in a typical Fiat job. And that was very challenging, being the only woman in that office. So you work crazy hours, and at one point, of course, you stress out way too much. You got a burnout. You were drinking too much. You were smoking too much. You're taking some stuff. And I was very young. I was like 28 or so. 33 now. So did the maths. And then I wanted to find a solution and wanted to go out of there. So I was like, okay, let's heal. Let's go to Thailand, live with the monks. And then the real work actually happened. And I had this kind of awakening moment. And you ask yourself, what are you doing here? Like, are there any other people out there who think like you? And then obviously I came back and was like, okay, you can't go back to London. You can't live in this job anymore. So then we had this lockdown and the pandemic in Germany, and that was really bad. So we had 2 lockdowns, like 6 and 8 months. We're not allowed to leave the house. And my parents are doctors. So we were questioning the system, of course, and it was like, is that really good, what the government is telling us to do? So we talked about that in public, and that was not a good idea. So we got banned on Facebook and all these kind of things. And my parents got forced not to do their job anymore. I was working in a hospital, and that was really, really harsh. And during that time, I actually got kind of in the Bitcoin scene a little bit. I got orange pilled by Alex. You guys know him as Spetsky, I guess. And he actually helped my parents and me and my family to survive that shit. So he introduced me to a lot of people. And during that time, I published my novel and wrote about stuff and kept on writing and trying to actually fight for freedom of speech. And I went on the streets, and we ended up in front of court, so that wasn't funny. But there was not the solution for me. I always keep looking. And earlier this year, I got invited to Prague, my first Bitcoin conference. Alex called me again. I was like, Tanja, we do this booth there, and I do a lot of organizing things. Can you come and help? I was like, yeah, cool. It's just 4 hours from me. And normally I do not like conferences. Like, I do that for living. Yes, that's great. But it's very exhausting, these kind of conferences. But when I came there at the Nostr booth, I was like, oh my God, what's going on here? So the people I've never seen in my entire life, they were so friendly. And even I had no idea what Nostr is, literally no clue. I never of course I was like Googling about it and was like, yeah, great. There's not a lot of things like out on Google. So I came there and then I met Derek Ross and he actually purple pilled me. So that's how he did it. So they set up we downloaded the Primal app. Yeah, that was Primal together. And they did all these kind of things for me and was like, oh, this is easy. So that is Twitter. Nice. And then people, of course, sent me these sats. I was like, what do you mean? I post something and then you send me money? Is that OnlyFans? I mean, I was like, okay. So, but you have to think, I've never I come from Instagram, TikTok, so I'm not familiar with these kind of terms and this language. And everybody, then I was like, when I came back from Prague, I was like, okay, if this is really freedom of speech, let's have a look into this. So I was reading a lot, listening to a lot of things. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of German content out of there. And if you do not understand these things in English, even in German, how the hell should I understand that in English? So that's really tricky. And then you have all these new terms like a private key, a public key. Then you have relays, you have clients, you have sats, you have stuff. And it's like, oh my God, this is very overwhelming. So there's not a tutorial on TikTok how to do this. And yeah, what I did, I was like watching a lot of things. Like there's an amazing documentary from Max DeMarco, Social Media is Broken. Absolutely love that. And then I was like thinking and I was trying to just using these different clients. And I remember I was just posting something and I did a mistake and I was like, okay, just delete it and then edit it. I was like, oh, that doesn't work. So I was like, okay. And then there was this other moment where I was putting my private key into Damus actually, and everything was there. And then I did that with highlighter, and then I did that with fountain. And I was like, oh my God, this is so brilliant. You do that on like Instagram or LinkedIn. That just doesn't work. You have to set up every time a new profile. And then, of course, like once you dive in deeper, you have so much more questions. But that's a great thing right now. So you just ask the people. You literally go to the people. I remember like 2 weeks ago, like Sean was like helping me to set up my small widgets. And I was like, something didn't like go well. And he was like, okay, let's jump on a call. So he took 45 minutes of his time in order to help me. And so did Will today. I was like, good that you're here. I have a question. This doesn't work. And this is great about like being so early right now. So you actually can speak to the developers and ask them these kind of things. And the real challenge for me personally is right now the outer world. So people think I joined a cult. It's like, who are these people? What are you doing? So it's difficult to explain Nostr to other people, at least for me, who have no idea what even Bitcoin is. So that would be nice if there's just a tutorial. I mean, there are a lot of good things. Like Derek actually did a brilliant talk at the Noob Day just before Nostriga. These kind of things. If you have anyone who is new to it, just watch it. It's not so techy. That was really, really good. So that helped a lot. And also what helps me is these meetups. Like people actually sit down and show you what's going on, how it works, or these amazing conferences, like a talk like this. So this is just great. I mean, the first talk, I didn't understand anything. So I was like, great. But I think that's normal. And for me, it's not just freedom of speech. It's just there's all these other stuff. What's so fun? I mean, we all know Lynn Eldon's iceberg. And the other day I was like talking to Fabian from Illuminotes. I don't know if you know him. He actually partnered up with an amazing hospital in Salvador, and they are looking to make your health data secure. So they actually make sure that a patient who's coming to a hospital and if getting their results, that you actually own your own data. And I mean, this wouldn't never happen in Germany because government will say no, impossible. But there are solutions out there, and I love that. And I just admire everybody who's like so like working on this and trying to spread freedom. And I just wanted to say also thank you. And I try my best and like get new people on board as well. So we are planning a huge tour to South America to get as many people on board there. I mean, we all know what's happened to Twitter in Brazil. So there will be alternatives, but you have to like sit down with the people and show them and explain them, and in order to do that. So that's it. Thank you.
Nostrdam is an initiative promoting the Nostr protocol by organizing one-day conferences alongside Bitcoin events, running booths, creating online content, and hosting meetups. Our goal is to connect developers and users to drive Nostr adoption.